Wait. Before you scroll, before another thought distracts you, pause for a moment and breathe. This message may not have appeared in your life by accident. Somewhere inside your heart, something has been restless lately. Maybe you are not even searching for guidance, yet somehow this moment found you. And sometimes when life becomes heavy and the mind becomes noisy, the universe sends a quiet message through unexpected paths. Today, that message carries the voice of Krishna, not as a distant god sitting far away in the heavens, but as a compassionate guide who sees the silent storms inside your heart. If you are hearing these words right now, take a second and ask yourself honestly, why did this message find me today? Because Krishna may be trying to tell you something, and if you listen carefully, your life may begin to shift in ways you cannot yet imagine. The mind begins imagining worst-case scenarios. Financial worries begin to tighten around your chest. What if things do not work out? What if I fail? What if the effort I am putting into life never leads anywhere meaningful? The mind becomes a battlefield where hope and fear fight silently. And maybe there are moments when you feel like giving up, not necessarily quitting life, but losing the energy to keep fighting. You feel mentally exhausted from constantly trying to stay strong. You have tried to remain positive, tried to keep faith, tried to work harder, but sometimes it feels like the path ahead is still foggy. And in those moments, you may ask quietly within yourself, is there anyone guiding me through this? That is where Krishna enters the story. Not suddenly, not loudly, but gently, like a calm voice inside chaos. Krishna has always been known as the divine guide who appears when the human heart is confused. In the Bhagavad Gita, he did not appear in a temple. He appeared in the middle of a battlefield, standing beside a warrior who had lost his clarity. Krishna did not speak only about religion. He spoke about courage, purpose, action, faith, and the deep strength that already exists within every human soul. Krishna is not just a deity to be worshipped from afar. Krishna is the charioteer who sits beside you when life becomes complicated. He is the voice that whispers clarity when your mind is overwhelmed with choices. He is the calm presence that reminds you that your life is not random chaos, but part of a larger journey unfolding step by step. Krishna does not remove every challenge from your path, but he gives you the strength and wisdom to walk through them. Imagine this for a moment. Thousands of years ago on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the air was heavy with tension. The ground trembled with the movement of armies. Conches echoed across the horizon. Warriors stood ready for a war that would decide the fate of kingdoms. And in the center of that battlefield stood Arjuna, one of the greatest warriors who had ever lived. But in that moment, Arjuna was not strong. His hands trembled. His bow slipped from his fingers. His heart filled with doubt. He looked at the battlefield and saw friends, teachers, and family standing on the other side. The battle suddenly felt meaningless. Fear wrapped around his mind. Confusion clouded his purpose. Arjuna sat down in his chariot and said he could not fight anymore. And standing beside him, holding the reins of the chariot, was Krishna. Krishna did not panic. Krishna did not judge Arjuna for feeling weak. Instead, he spoke calmly. He reminded Arjuna who he truly was. He reminded him that confusion is part of the human journey, but surrendering to fear is not the answer. Krishna helped Arjuna see that sometimes the battlefield is not just outside us. Sometimes it is inside our own minds. Maybe this is your Kurukshetra moment. Maybe your battlefield is not filled with warriors and arrows, but with responsibilities, uncertainty, and inner doubts. Maybe the weapons you carry are not bows and swords, but courage, patience, and faith. Maybe the battle you are fighting is the quiet struggle to keep believing in yourself when life feels uncertain. And just like Krishna stood beside Arjuna in his darkest moment, Krishna stands beside you today. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine Krishna gently placing a hand on your shoulder, saying softly, "You are stronger than the fears that trouble your mind." Let us begin this prayer together. Krishna, Compassionate guide of every wandering soul, today we come with open hearts. Some of us are tired. Some of us are confused. Some of us feel like we are carrying invisible burdens that no one else can see. Lord Krishna, you know the silent battles happening inside every mind listening to these words right now. You see the financial struggles that weigh heavily on their thoughts. You see the loneliness that sometimes visits them in quiet moments. And today, Krishna, we ask for your divine presence to surround them. Krishna, please calm the storms inside their minds. Replace their overthinking with clarity. Replace their fear with courage. Replace their exhaustion with renewed strength. Let their hearts feel the gentle reassurance that they are not walking through life alone. Krishna, open doors where they currently see walls. Guide them toward opportunities that bring growth, stability, and prosperity. Bless their efforts so that the work they are doing begins to create meaningful progress in their lives. For those who are struggling financially, bring unexpected solutions, wise decisions, and new paths that lead to abundance. Krishna, protect their peace of mind. In a world filled with noise, anxiety, and constant pressure, help them remain centered. Help them remember that their worth is not measured by comparison with others. Their journey is unique, guided by divine timing. And if this message resonates with your heart right now, take a moment and declare quietly within yourself, I will not fear today. Say it again with faith. I will not fear today. Because sometimes a small declaration can shift the direction of an entire day. Krishna, bring healing where there has been emotional pain. Some people listening have been hurt by betrayal, disappointment, or broken relationships. Restore their trust in life. Surround them with supportive people who uplift them rather than drain their spirit. Krishna, guide families back toward harmony. Heal misunderstandings between parents and children, between partners, between friends who have grown distant. Let love become stronger than ego. And Krishna, for the person listening right now who feels like they are barely holding themselves together, remind them gently that their story is not over. Sometimes the darkest chapter appears just before the plot begins to change. Sometimes Krishna sends a message just days before everything begins to change. Maybe this moment is one of those moments. Maybe this message reached you today because something important is about to shift in your life. Not always with fireworks and sudden miracles, but with small steps that gradually create a new direction, a new idea, a new opportunity, a new connection, a new sense of inner strength. Krishna often works quietly, like the sunrise slowly replacing darkness. Krishna, guide every listener toward the next step in their journey. If they feel lost, show them the path. If they feel weak, give them strength. If they feel hopeless, fill their hearts with renewed faith. Help them trust that even when life seems confusing, the universe is still moving in their favor in ways they cannot yet see. Let their mornings begin with courage instead of anxiety. Let their nights end with peace instead of overthinking. Krishna, fill their hearts with the deep knowing that they are protected, that their life has purpose, that their struggles are not meaningless obstacles, but lessons shaping their future wisdom and resilience. And as this prayer slowly comes to rest, imagine Krishna standing beside you once more. The battlefield around you is still there. The responsibilities and challenges of life have not magically disappeared, but something inside you feels different. Your breathing is calmer, your mind is clearer, your heart feels a little lighter. Krishna smiles gently and reminds you that courage does not mean the absence of difficulty. Courage means walking forward even when the path is uncertain. You are not alone in this chapter of your life. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. Krishna is already guiding your next step, even if you cannot yet see where the road leads. Trust the process unfolding quietly around you. The same divine guide who stood beside Arjuna in the middle of Kurukshetra now walks beside you in the middle of your own life story. And the chapter ahead of you may hold more strength, more peace, and more unexpected blessings than you ever imagined.